Have you ever felt that the way someone says hello meant more than the word itself? Because sometimes in that one small moment, a man reveals feelings he doesn't dare to say out loud. A greeting isn't just a habit, it's a reflex, where the heart reacts before the mind can hide it. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice. His hi might be telling you everything. Sign 1. His whole energy changes the moment he sees you. You can notice it before he even says a full sentence. His face lights up. His voice sounds different. His shoulders rise a little, and suddenly he seems more awake, more present, more alive. That is not random. A man who feels nothing usually greets you the same way he greets everyone else. Calm, flat, ordinary. But when he is crazy about you, his whole body reacts before he can control it. It is like seeing you gives his emotions a spark. His mind may try to stay cool, but his energy gives him away. This is one of the clearest signs because real attraction is not just in words. It shows up in the little shifts. The faster smile, the brighter eyes, the extra warmth in his tone. Even the way he leans in a little more, as if your presence pulls him closer without effort. And what makes this sign so powerful is that he may not even realize he is doing it. He is not trying to perform. He is simply responding to you with genuine feeling. That kind of reaction is hard to fake for long. So if a man greets you and suddenly seems more alive, more open, and more excited than usual, pay attention. Sometimes that small change says more than a long conversation ever could. Sign 2, the slightly nervous, imperfect hello. Listen closely, because this one is easy to miss. When he greets you, there's a tiny hesitation. Maybe he says your name a little too quickly, or pauses for a second like he forgot what to say. It's not smooth, it's not perfect, and that's exactly why it matters. A man who feels nothing usually speaks with ease. No pressure, no overthinking. But when he truly cares about you, something changes inside him. Suddenly, that simple hello feels important. He wants to get it right. He wants you to feel something, and that quiet pressure creates a soft kind of nervousness. Psychologically, this happens because his mind is trying to impress you, while his emotions are already ahead of him. That creates a small disconnect. His thoughts slow down, his words stumble just a little, and his natural rhythm breaks. But here's the deeper truth. That nervous energy is not weakness. It's emotional exposure. It means you matter enough to affect him. So if his greeting feels slightly off, a little unsure, a little rushed, or even awkward in a sweet way, don't overlook it. Sometimes the most genuine feelings don't sound polished at all. Sign 3, his voice becomes softer, slower, more intentional. When he greets you, something in his tone shifts. He speaks a little slower, a little calmer, almost like he's choosing each word with care. It's not loud or rushed. It feels gentle, controlled, and strangely intimate. A man who is just being polite will speak normally, without thinking twice. But when he's deeply drawn to you, his voice naturally softens. Not because he's trying to impress you, but because his emotions are guiding how he shows up. Psychologically, this happens when someone feels a strong emotional pull. The body moves into a calmer state, lowering the voice, reducing sharpness, and creating a sense of closeness. It's his way, without realizing it, of making the moment feel more personal, more connected. And if you listen carefully, it almost feels different from how he talks to others. There's a warmth in it, a quiet attention. Like in that brief moment, you have all of his focus. So when his greeting feels slower, softer, and more deliberate than usual, don't ignore it. Sometimes the way someone speaks to you reveals how deeply they feel, even when they never say it directly. Sign 4, he doesn't let the greeting end. He stretches the moment. It starts with a simple hi, But somehow it doesn't stop there. He adds something small, asks a quick question, makes a light comment, anything, just to keep you there a few seconds longer. A man who feels nothing usually greets and moves on. Clean, quick, done. But when he's crazy about you, endings feel harder. Even a tiny goodbye, right after a hello, feels like a loss. So he delays it in the smallest, most natural ways. Psychologically, this is about attachment. When someone matters to us, the brain tries to extend proximity, even if it's just for a moment. Those extra seconds become meaningful. He may not plan it, but he feels it. And what's beautiful is how subtle it is. He might ask, "How was your day?" Even if he just saw you. Or he lingers for a second longer than necessary, like he's not quite ready to leave your presence. So if his greeting turns into a moment that stretches just a little longer than it should, pay attention. Because sometimes love doesn't show in big gestures. It shows in the quiet refusal to let a moment with you end too soon. Sign 5. His eye contact lingers. Just a little longer than normal. When he greets you, he looks into your eyes, and he doesn't look away right away. There's a pause there, a second longer than usual. Not intense in a strange way, but deep enough that you feel it. A man who is just being polite will make quick, casual eye contact and move on. It's natural, but it's brief. But when he's crazy about you, his eyes stay, almost like he's trying to understand you or say something he can't put into words. Psychologically, eye contact is one of the strongest forms of emotional connection. The longer it lasts, the more vulnerable a person becomes. And when a man holds that gaze, even for a moment longer, it often means he's drawn to you on a deeper level. And here's the subtle part. Sometimes he'll break eye contact, then come back to it again, like he wants to look away, but can't fully pull himself away from you. So if his greeting comes with that quiet, lingering look, don't ignore it, because sometimes the eyes reveal feelings the heart isn't ready to speak yet. Sign 6. He makes the greeting personal. He says you, not just hi. He doesn't just greet you the way he greets everyone else. He says your name, maybe a nickname, maybe something only he uses for you. And suddenly that simple hello feels indifferent. A man who feels nothing keeps things generic, easy, distant. But when he's crazy about you, he adds something personal. Because to him, you're not just another person, you're you. And his greeting reflects that. Psychologically, this is emotional investment. When someone matters, the brain pays more attention to details, like your name, your tone, your reactions. Using your name isn't just habit, it creates closeness. It makes the moment feel more real, more direct, more intimate. And there's something subtle in the way he says it. Maybe he lingers on your name for a second. Maybe his tone softens when he says it. Or maybe it carries a quiet warmth that you don't hear when he talks to others. So if his greeting feels more personal than anyone else's, pay attention. Because when a man is truly into you, even the smallest word, your name, starts to carry more feeling than it should. Sign 7. That tiny burst of excitement he tries, but fails, to hide. It happens fast, almost too fast to notice. A quick smile that appears out of nowhere, a slight lift in his eyebrows, a small inhale, like his body just reacted before he could stop it. A man who feels nothing stays steady, neutral, controlled. But when he's crazy about you, there's a split second where his emotions slip through. And in that moment, you see it. Pure, unfiltered excitement. Psychologically, these are called micro-reactions. They happen automatically before the brain has time to manage them. And when someone we deeply like appears in front of us, the body responds instantly, with joy, surprise, even relief. The interesting part is, he might try to hide it right after. He might straighten his face, act normal, or shift his tone. But that first reaction, that's the honest one. So if you catch that brief spark, the smile he didn't plan, the energy he couldn't control, don't ignore it, because sometimes the truth shows itself in less than a second. The twist. When he greets you like everyone else, but feels everything inside, not every man who feels deeply will show it clearly. Sometimes the most confusing sign is when his greeting feels ordinary. No big smile, no nervous energy, no obvious excitement. And that's where most people get it wrong, because some men don't become more expressive when they like you. They become more controlled. Psychologically, this happens when a man is trying to protect his feelings. He doesn't want to be too obvious. He doesn't want to lose control. So instead of showing excitement, he hides it behind calmness, even distance. But here's the truth. Just because his greeting looks normal doesn't mean he feels normal. You have to look deeper. Is he still watching you a little longer? Is his tone slightly different when he speaks to you compared to others? Does something in his behavior change, even in the smallest way? Because sometimes the man who greets you the most normally is the one trying the hardest to hide how much you actually affect him. Not every sign means he's crazy about you. Some men are naturally warm, friendly, or a little nervous with everyone they meet. That's why you should never judge his feelings from just one moment. Real interest is consistent. It shows up again and again in his actions, his effort, and how he treats you over time, not just in how he greets you. So pay attention, but don't rush to conclusions. Let his behavior speak over time. And next time he greets you, don't just hear the word hello. Feel the energy behind it, because sometimes the smallest moments reveal the deepest emotions.